How to get a girl back. Hi guys, my name is Christine Loveridge and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today we are talking about how to get a girl back. So this could be getting a girl to be interested in you once again, or it could be on how to get your ex back. Now, if this is on how to get your ex back and you have broke up with your ex, then the first thing that you need to actually do is this. You need to figure out whose fault it was that the relationship ended. So obviously if it was your fault that the relationship ended, then you are in fact the person that needs to reach out to your ex and apologize. Even if it means that you can't be back, can't get back together, but you still need to apologize for your behavior. It's just owning up to your mistakes. However, if this was her fault, then she needs to earn you back. She needs to be the one that reaches out to you and apologizes and makes things start going again. And there are going to be some women out there who you break up with and it will be their fault, that won't ever come back and apologize. Some people, some women are just too proud. And you know that as well. I mean, there have obviously been times in your life where you haven't apologized about stuff. I know there's been situations in my life, especially when I was younger, where I could have apologized because I knew it was my fault. And basically, this is just about owning up to your actions. So let's say it was her fault and she does need to contact you again, and she needs to be the one that, makes the effort. If she doesn't do that, then that's not the kind of person you want to be with anyway. You want to be with someone who owns up to their mistakes and isn't too proud to say sorry, because if you continue a relationship with them and you do get them back, then when you go into other situations and other problems arise that is their fault, they're probably not going to apologize for those things either. So that's the first thing that you need to consider. So if it was your fault, then you need to reach out to her and apologize and perhaps ask to meet up with her. And see if you can rekindle things, or at least meet out for coffee, so you can talk about it and you can apologize properly. However, if it's her fault, she needs to do all of the reaching out and all of the contacting. You shouldn't contact her, because basically if you are contacting someone and telling them that you miss them and you want to see them after they've behaved badly, then you are basically reinforcing their bad behavior, and you don't want to do that. They should know that if they act and behave a certain way, it's wrong and you're not going to forgive them for it. And the best way that you do that is by not contacting them. So the next thing that you need to do, which is a bit more practical on how to get a girl back, is you now need to become a mystery and unpredictable. So let's say you've been messaging this girl every morning, like you say good morning or something, or you always reach out to her at least once a week to try and get her back. You now need to stop doing those things. You need to now become unpredictable. You want to remove your attention from her. Because once she notices that you are absent, it's more likely that she will want to reach out and talk to you, or she'll become more interested in you again. She will at the very least be thinking about you, because you won't be doing the same things that you've always done. So if you always sent a message to her, if you always rang her up on a certain day or at a certain time, and you have now suddenly stopped doing that, it'll make her think about you, it'll make her wonder about you, because you are being mysterious and you're being unpredictable. And that's what you need to bring in order for her to think of you in a different way and to get her back. But a word of warning is that you must actually become this. You must stick to this plan, because if you do not stick to it, and let's say you do it for a week and it does reattract her a little bit, and then you continue with your old ways, it's going to put her off again. She'll be like, oh, I thought he changed, but suddenly he or she hasn't changed, so obviously nothing's changed. You're just still the same person. She'll know that you've just used this as a technique to try and get her more interested in you. If you decide to be unpredictable and mysterious, you must remain unpredictable and mysterious, because she'll be able to see right through it if you suddenly change back once her attention is back on you and she's more interested in you again. So the second thing that you need to do in order to get this girl back is to become emotionally independent. So you can't react to what she does or doesn't do. So for example, if you react badly, or you reach out to her because she hasn't replied to your message, so let's say you send her a hey, how are you thing, and she doesn't reply to that, and suddenly that ruins your entire day because she didn't respond to you. She is in control of your emotions. You need to be the one that's in control of your emotions. Because if you're not in control of your emotions, there's no way in your life that you can be happy, because happiness is reliant on external conditions. You know, that external condition being her replying to your messages. And if you're reliant on other people to make you happy and fulfilled, you're going to be very miserable, okay? So you need to become emotionally independent to whatever she does. Whatever she does, it doesn't bother you. And you need to develop that emotional control, okay? Because that's, if you consider yourself to be a masculine person, so you consider yourself to be a masculine man or a masculine woman, then you need to be in charge of your emotions, okay? That's one of the whole points of being truly in the divine masculine. And the healthy masculine is someone who is in control of their emotions. It doesn't mean that they are not sad. It doesn't mean that they don't have anxiety or don't feel angry or anything. It's just that when those emotions arise, someone who is healthily masculine will know how to control those emotions. They'll know what to do with those emotions. So if you're angry, instead of taking it out on other people, you use it in a different way, like just going extra hard at the gym, or using it for a creative outlet. So you might write a song, or you might draw something. You know, there are plenty of ways you can transmute that energy into something more positive. It's the same with sadness. You know, if you feel sad that this girl is behaving in a certain way, you need to not use it as a way to try and get attention. So, for example, if you're feeling sad, that might make you want to reach out to her and get reassurance. But you need to do something with that sadness and do it yourself. Don't expect to get happiness from an external source or for external sources to kind of like help you and sort out your sadness, because you need to be the one that deals with this pain. And the best way to deal with pain in any form, it could be anger, sadness, into a creative outlet. And that's what it means to be emotionally independent. You are in control of your emotions. And this is for everything. It doesn't have to be just with women. It could be with everything. You know, so it could be your job, it could be your finances, it could be, you know, your relationships with your family. You need to be in control of your emotions, because if you're not, you're going to come across as a bit of a tyrant, because when you get angry with someone, you're going to take it out on them. When you get upset with someone, you're going to expect them to resolve it. And so most of the time, people aren't going to resolve your problems. You need to resolve them within yourself. So the next thing you need to consider is, was she even relationship material to begin with? So this especially goes for if it's an ex, but it also can go with if just a girl that you're interested in, depending on how well you know her. So some red flags of people that are not relationship material are people that, let's say, go binge drinking often. Perhaps they lie and they've been manipulative. You need to make sure that, because the thing is though, because if you're not with someone who is good relationship material, who can't effectively communicate what they're feeling, don't have toxic behaviors like binge drinking, and all those kinds of really negative, overindulgent things, then your relationship isn't going to work out in the long run anyway. So you need to figure out whether this girl is actually the right one for you anyway, because you two might have completely mixed values. So for example, you might be someone who really wants children, but she might not be someone who wants children, and as you can see, that will cause a lot of conflict, okay? And you can't change someone. You should always go into a relationship assuming that the person that you're dating is always going to be that way, because there's no way to tell if someone is actually going to change or if they want to change. That doesn't mean people can't change, but they have to want to change in order to change. So it's always best to assume that when you are dating a woman, that this is how they're always going to be. And I understand, you know, sometimes, you know, really, really beautiful women, you can have so much passion for them, and maybe, you know, your relationship is really great, but unfortunately, some people it doesn't matter how cute or how beautiful a girl is, they could still be toxic and have toxic behaviors. And so don't rely on the fact that she's really beautiful, because a lot of people who are beautiful are really toxic, and a lot of people who are not beautiful are also really toxic as well. You know, you have to really bring it down. It all depends on the individual in question, you know. So take your time to get to know them when you are dating them, and you might already know a lot about them anyway. So you might have enough information to determine whether or not this girl is actually relationship material, or if she's got a lot of growing up to do. And if you know deep down that this person is really toxic and she's negative in some way, then obviously you need to avoid this person. And this whole thing, the fact that she's lost interest in you, is probably for your benefit. You have to use your head when you are trying to find a partner. You can't just rely on your passion and your desire for her, because that's not what is going to create a long-term healthy relationship. And I know this from personal experience. One of my first girlfriends I ever had, she was really, really beautiful, but she was also really toxic. You know, she would binge drink, she would go out clubbing, she would cheat on me. She had all these different toxic behaviors. But I thought, you know, because I was so passionate towards her, that things would work out. But I soon learned my lesson, and now I'm with someone who is much better for me. So don't just rely on your passion. Use your brain. So the next thing you can do is to work on your dating game. I wrote an article recently called The Do's and Don'ts of Dating. I highly recommend that you go and read that article on my website. You can go to www.christineloveridge.com. Just go on the articles tab and you'll be able to find that article. I'll also leave a link for it in the description below. So you can go and read that at your leisure. So anyway, I hope this video has helped you. If you like this video, please subscribe for more videos like this. And if you would like coaching and you need help with a specific situation, because obviously these videos are very generalized, so if you need help with something very specific, then please feel free to get coaching with me. Go to www.christineloveridge.com/shop. Alternatively, just send me a quick email. The email is in the description box as well. Just send me what your problems are and we can work out some coaching that way. And I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.